Hey everyone, I'm the Canadian Lad, and today I have watched Ant-Man and the Wasp at 0.25x speed and found 15 new details that you may or may not have seen before. But please spare me just 57 seconds to tell you that I partnered with an amazing cool sneaker company called Vessi. They're the first 100% waterproof and weatherproof knit sneaker. I remember cold rainy days in the fall where I might have stepped in a puddle, making my socks and feet cold and wet for the entire day. But with Vessi's, no matter how crazy the weather gets, you will always be ready with the right pair of shoes. Even though the outer layer is a neat fabric, the shoes are waterproof, sandproof, slushproof, and sleep-proof. I mean, you name it. So they keep my feet completely dry, and you could even toss them in the washing machine. They're also 100% vegan and made from a dual climate neat material. This makes the shoe comfortable and breathable. So whether you're running in the summer or walking in the rain, your feet will always stay dry. So whenever you're ready to keep your feet dry and safe for a long time, click the link in description and use the code thecanadianbrat to get $25 off of your Vessi shoes. You'll be supporting my channel while getting yourself an awesome pair of shoes. Thanks to Vessi once again for supporting my content.
Guys!
Hope, please! We need to focus, alright? We gotta find that lab already. Jeez!
Number 1. When Hank Pym shrunk down his entire lab, we see a lot of birds flying away. It's because those were resting or sitting on top of this building, but one of them remained seated and didn't fly away. And that's why we see this bird on top of this suitcase even after the building has shrunk down. Number 2. We know that the lab is portable and therefore cannot be connected to a main power grid, so they needed portable energy. Now if I slow it down, you can see in the background that Hank Pym used enlarged Duracell batteries to power his lab. Number 3. In a Marvel interview, David Tennant said he thinks Ant-Man would cry the most watching The Fault in Our Stars.
Who would cry the most watching The Fault in Our Stars? Ant-Man.
Now obviously he was joking at the time, but Paul Rudd took it to another level by making the character of Scott cry while reading the book titled The Fault in Our Stars. Number 4. Janet Van Dyne kept on getting smaller and smaller as she was entering the quantum realm. Now the reason I count this as a continuity detail is because we've seen the same happening with Scott Lang in the first movie. So this constant ripple effect coming off of Janet's body is an indication that she's getting smaller and smaller as she goes subatomic. Number 5. After Scott Lang gets abducted from his own house, he ends up in a shrunken car with Hope. Now notice at one point some birds started pecking on the hood of the car. That left some tiny, or should I say large, dents on the body. Number 6. When Hank Pym goes subatomic, if you watch it in slow motion, you'll be able to spot the city inside a bubble in the quantum realm. Now this is no surprise that there's a city here, because in a deleted scene, Janet does reveal that there are entirely different civilizations out there in the quantum realm.
There's so much we didn't know about this place, Henry.
Worlds upon worlds, entire civilizations, far more than we ever theorized.
Number 7. When we get introduced to the character of Bill Foster for the first time, who is played by Lawrence Fishburne, we can see the word Matrix written on the blackboard. This of course is a reference to the movie Matrix, starring Samuel L. Jackson, Lawrence Fishburne. Number 8. Hank Pym's new lab is built out of blown up Lego panels. Now I already told you the detail of him using Duracell batteries to power his lab, but using Lego sets for the lab, that's some out of the box thinking. And also notice he has an enlarged bulb, lighting up ever so slightly in the lab as well. Number 9. Louis says the red filling of their snack represents their company's financial struggle.
That fancy raspberry filling represents the company's red, and we're days away from going out of business. Oh!
But at the end of the film, when the company becomes successful, they eat snacks from a box which is blue, therefore symbolizing their turnaround. Number 10. We know that Ghost's physical state is unstable. She constantly keeps phasing in and out of the same physical state. But notice one version of her makes the motion of opening these double doors, but her actual self goes through the door. So it briefly indicates how in an alternate reality she might have just opened the door instead of phasing through it. Which begs the question, what if her alternate version keeps on varying itself from the real one? Would that give her the ability to exist in multiple locations at the same time? We've already got a gist of it in this movie, but I'll discuss it furthermore in a future video. Number 11. When two of Sonny's thugs were about to shoot Luis, Kurt and Dave tased both of them out from behind. But if I slow down the playback, you'll notice that one of Birch's guys was sucking on his necklace, and when he gets tased, the metal of his necklace sends the electric current to his mouth. Talk about kinda new detail, eh? Number 12. Scott's ringtone when Luis calls him is Every Day is Like Sunday by Morrissey. This is a reference to Morrissey's Mexican fanbase, which Luis mentions during his interrogation in the previous scene.
Oh, my abuelita had a jukebox in the restaurant. Yeah, only played Morrissey. And if anybody ever complained, she'd be like, oh, no te gusta más? You know, Chicanos, we call them más. Then adios. What can I say? You know, we relate to his melancholy ballads, you know?
Also, a bonus detail from this scene. Look at the names of the songs that is listed here. One of them is Such a Little Thing Makes Such a Big Difference, which of course is the essence of this movie. Thanks to my subscriber for pointing out this detail. Number 13. The name of Luis and Scott's security company is ex-con. Now this is a pun on the fact that they both are ex-convicts, or ex-cons for short. Number 14. Just before getting abducted by Hope, Scott was watching the movie Animal House. In this scene, the student says,
that means one tiny atom in my fingernail could be
one little tiny universe.
This foreshadows one of the features of the quantum realm, and that's why the director decided to use this clip in this particular scene. Number 15. At the end of the movie, Scott, Hope, and Cassie were watching a movie on their laptop. Now this movie is called Them, which was released in 1954. This is a classic sci-fi flick in which nuclear testing creates giant ants. So even the movies inside this movie talk about ants. And that's it. This would be my tiny breakdown of Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I'll have you know that I tried my best to ignore details that are easily noticeable in regular speed. Now if you like this video, then please give me a thumbs up and grab the subscribe button if you haven't already, and follow me on Instagram to get updates about my videos. Till then, I'll see you lads in the next one.